The sun rises over the dunes. Every grain of sand waits in silence, holding its breath before the storm of men. The order was never shouted. It was read in movement, a falcon's wings above the rising heat. Faith steadies the heart where fear seeks to enter. The men know Pi. Steel alone does not decide the day.
Enemy in sight, North Ridge. Shields high. We wait for the sun to blind them before we strike.
On my mark, flag. Forward line, advance. The desert itself will shield our charge.
Momentum is built on silence. Every step must weigh the ground before arrows weigh the air. The horizon moves before we do. They are waiting, but patience is a weapon of its own. The sky is the first to speak. When silence breaks, it speaks in iron and wind.
Discipline turns chaos into rhythm. Even the wind must learn our command. Speed is the blade unseen. Strike before thought turns to fear. Steel remembers no name, only direction and intent.
In the noise of battle, true orders are given by motion alone. The desert hides victory and defeat in the same breath.
Order returns, not by sound, but by the will that refuses to scatter. When the field answers your silence plea, the battle has chosen its side.
Victory breathes heavy. Every name lost becomes a stone we carry forward. The storm has passed. What remains is the weight of what we ask the earth to bear. Courage earns its proof not in charge, but in how we bind the broken after.
Structure restores breath. Walls of discipline stand where blood once ran.
Maps bend to the sun, but ground remembers every step. Our next move begins where their fear ends. The field obeys again. For a moment, even war remembers stillness. Strength is built not by stone or shield and talent, but by the hands that refuse to yield. In the pause between battles, ingenuity is the blade unseen. Eyes must travel farther than swords, Tyrone. Truth lies beyond the next rise. Silence before a report weighs heavier than any march. The horizon speaks again. Every shadow returning carries tomorrow's war. Every returning rider carries not words, but the shape of the unseen. They move faster than the wind predicts, shadows slipping behind the ridge. Numbers fail when the ground itself conspires. Distance bends beneath the sun.
Form the arc! The sun at our backs will blind their aim. We fight within its glare.
The hour leans toward fire. Soon, the earth will tremble again. In every silence before battle, the soul weighs what steel cannot. Victory does not rise from the edge of a blade. It comes when the heart kneels first. Fear is a breath shared by all. Discipline is what returns it to order.
Light the fire that speaks without tongue. The flame that binds courage to night. The sun bows. The earth holds its breath. Night will decide what history remembers. In shadow, discipline is our only light.
Words travel slower than fear.
Signals must speak for us now. One flame speaks to another word, until the night itself listens. The air bends before motion. Destiny always arrives unseen. Hold your silence, until silence itself becomes our weapon.
Night is the true test of command. When sight fades, only trust leads.
Strategy lives in footsteps unheard. Progress carved by patience. The horizon divides not enemies, but intentions.
Words spoken softly travel farther than shouts carried by fear.
Every night ends in judgment, not of victory, but of endurance. When the sun returns, it does not ask who won. It only reveals who remains.
Victory is not written in banners or ground. It's counted in the breaths that still rise.
Symbols fall, but purpose endures. Cloth fades, conviction does not.
In every campaign, I record not conquest's code, but what the storm left behind inside us.
The world remembers the battles, but history, it follows those who carried the weight in silence. After the storm, silence does not rest pairing. It moves, searching for the next lesson. The earth remembers names, even when lips no longer speak them. Victory gives no rest. It only redraws the map of purpose. To move forward is not conquest. It is to test the weight of what remains. Sometimes, the past rides beside you, unseen, but never gone. We swore not for victory, but for truth in the journey itself. I write to no one and everyone for it. Words meant for the souls that marched beside me. Each sunset asks the same question. Have we moved closer to peace, or further away? When the banners sleep and the drums are gone, the true campaign begins, within. Peace, too, demands a march, not of conquest, but of courage. In reflection, the face of a warrior and the face of a seeker are one. Every fortress holds not just walls, but the questions waiting behind them.
To reach understanding, one must first lower the shield of pride.
In halls of peace, truth must wear no armor, only clarity.
When hands meet across parchment, it is not ink, it is will made visible.
A promise written in light, fragile, yet stronger than the sword. When peace enters a city, even silence learns to smile. The road home begins not in victory, nor defeat, but in the courage to listen.
Peace is fragile when distant lands begin to whisper.
When calm hands tremble over ink, the horizon already stirs. News travels faster than truth, and often louder. A single spark can outshine 1,000 promises.
Leadership is not chewing right or wrong. It is hearing both breathe.
To understand unrest, one must walk beside it, not above it.
Even silence has a history.
Peace without trust is merely the pause between storms.
When fear commands, wisdom retreats gathered, and so begins the undoing of order. Between restraint and response lies the true battlefield of command. Sometimes war is not the clash of swords, Lehe, but the silence between them. Preparation teaches patience, every motion a prayer against uncertainty. When one seeks peace, all eyes measure their courage. In negotiation, truth wears armor of silence. The longest battles are fought within, between fear and foresight. Light travels farther when it speaks without sound. Strength is not in striking, but in choosing not to.
Leadership walks unseen, Ain, yet every step shapes the dawn.
Peace endures only when courage learns to wait.